What's up, gamers? Don't you hate it when you're on Instagram stories and you scroll past a content creator's story and they do that thing where they go, so many of you have been asking me in my DMs, and you're like, no one asked you in your DMs. I hate it as well, but I'm about to do it because I do actually get asked this question a lot. I was recently talking at a TikTok collaboration event with content creators, specifically around creating content in the gaming sphere. And this question came up, which is, what gear do you need to start creating gaming content? And the simple answer is a really good smartphone. I know, sounds mad, right? You don't need a big PC rig, you don't need consoles. A good smartphone will do the job. To explain to you what you need to look out for in your smartphone when you're purchasing it, if you want to start your content creation journey, I've teamed up with my friends at MediaTek. We're going to be doing a series of videos walking you through the things to keep in mind when you buy that smartphone. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and the little notification bell down below so you don't miss a single video. For this first video, I'm just going to give you a basic overview of the first few things that I like to look at when I'm trying to buy a phone, specifically because my phone is an extension of my job. I create all my content on it. I'm on the go a lot. As you know, if you've been following me for a while, I travel a lot, so a mobile device is the perfect way for me to create content. I'm going to use this phone, the Oppo Reno 10 5G, to walk you through the different features that you need to keep in mind. I'm a big fan of this phone, and I'll explain why as we go on. So let me start by saying the first thing that I look at when I'm purchasing a phone is actually how easy it sits in my hand. I know this sounds ridiculous, but it actually is a big deal because you're on the go a lot when you're creating content. Either you're taking selfies or you're filming stuff in portrait, maybe landscape. You're constantly moving around. If, like me, your job means that you have to move around, you want something that sits really nice in your hand, that's easy to grip because no one wants to drop it on the floor and get that cracked screen. And that is something that I would consider. I love this one because it's nice and thin. It's got that beautiful like curved bezel. It's great. It fits really nicely. So 10 out of 10 Oppo Reno 10, you do the job. Obviously, the other thing that is so important to consider if you want to start creating content is the camera on your phone. There is a whole video that's going to be coming out dedicated to this, like I mentioned earlier, so we'll get into that, but something to keep in mind. The next thing, though, that I think is really important is actually the display on your phone. And it's something that I've been caught with before, where you think something looks good, you've videoed it, or you've taken a photo, and then you upload it, and you see it on someone else's device, or you see it on another PC, and you're suddenly like, that looks horrific. And that's because display really is important, especially when you're creating content. You want to be able to see all of those vibrant colors. And that means that you need to keep in mind what chip is in your phone, because the chip makes sure that you can get a decent display. This Reno Oppo 10 actually comes with the MediaTek Dimensity 7050, which makes sure that you can get 120 Hz refresh rates. It's a 6.7-inch display, full HD, and an AMOLED. I never know how to say that. AMOLED. Tekel, by the way. AMOLED. This can go on forever. So it is a really great display, which means you get to see all that vibrant color, and you can make sure that your content is lit correctly and looks the way you want it before you upload it. The biggest headache for me is people will constantly be like, oh, it's a 5,000 milliampere hour battery. But what does that mean, right? All right, cool, it's a big battery. That actually isn't the only thing you should be looking at. What you should be looking at is the chip in the phone, because the chip is a bit like the brain. So it doesn't matter how strong you are. If your brain's not functioning at 100%, there is a good opportunity that strength goes to waste. It's the same with your phone. You can have the big battery, but you want a chip that will optimize the way the phone runs. That means that it will do the best job to get the most power out of that battery. That's what's great about the MediaTek Dimensity 7050. It does optimize power, so that's going to ensure that when you're busy and you've got editing apps open and cameras open and you're doing that, you're not going to drain your battery life. But also it means that you can have all of those apps open at the same time. I know for me, I'll be taking a video, then I'm editing it, but I've also got social media open, or maybe I'm checking some information and I need all these different things open at the same time and I'm jumping between them. It takes a lot of processing power. You need a good chip in your phone to make sure it can handle all of that. Obviously, the big one that you want to keep in mind is the cost of the phone. Phones these days, smartphones, are mad expensive. Mad expensive, and it feels like the technology is updating all of the time. So what you want to do is, again, take a look at the chipset that you're going to be using in your phone, see how long some of its predecessors have lasted, because you want something that for the next 2 years, you know you're going to get the most out of your phone. That's really important, 2 to 3 years. But also another thing is obviously looking at the cost. You don't need to spend a gazillion rand or a gazillion dollars on a phone. There are such good quality phones on the market right now for less than 20,000 rand. If you think I'm talking rubbish, this phone in my hand, the one that I'm going to show you all of this cool stuff on, like I said, the Oppo Reno 10 5G, it costs less than 20,000 rand if you want to buy cash. That's insane. And it's a great phone to get all your content creation done. I mentioned to you earlier, we're going to be doing a series of videos looking at the camera. We're also going to be looking at gaming on your phone, how to stream your games, how to get them out there, how to edit them, how to record them while you're playing, all on your phone. I'm going to walk you through all of it. But those are going to be in the next few videos. Right now, it was just the basics. So remember, check that chipset. Make sure it's a good quality one. MediaTek Dimensity 7050. Can't go wrong with that. Also, the display, the battery, and how it fits in your hand. That's the start, but we're going to dive right on in to the camera in the next video. I hope you found this useful. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or if there's anything specific you want me to touch on. I've done a very basic overview today, but like I said, we've got a series of videos coming, so don't miss out. I'm going to try and answer all your questions, showcase to you some of the features and things that you need to keep in mind when you're creating content on your smartphone, and hopefully I'm going to help you not only become the next big gaming content creator, but also save some money as well and have a really good phone.